The manga starts with MC's father saying that a foreigner talked to him, but he could not get a single word she was saying, so he took her to the station staff. The MC says he did a good thing, and the father responds that maybe he should take English classes. MC thinks it would just be a waste of money, and that he should do something he can stick to. Then, out of the blue, his father asks if remarriage is okay. MC almost chokes from the shock, and his father just laughs it off. MC asks if he was serious, and his father nods in response. MC looks at his father, and asks if he was pranking him. His father denies the prank, then continues, saying that while he may have pranked our MC many times, he's never lied to him. Our MC says everything his father does is shady, that's the reason why. Then he stops mid-sentence, and switches to asking who he wants to marry. In his mind, he thinks that if he brings up that woman, it'll ruin his mood. His father answers that he met her on the set of a photo shoot. She was a freelance makeup artist named Miyuki Tominaga. MC asks how long they've been dating, and his father reveals it's been almost 2 years. Our MC is shocked that his father has been dating her for 2 years behind his back. Then says he didn't tell MC because he was insensitive. MC then asks if he at least has a picture of her, but he says he has to wait until they meet in person next Saturday. Then he says he has one more piece of news for him. He says that MC is going to have a sibling. MC's mood instantly changes. He continues, saying that his sibling is 1 year younger than him, so he'll be the big brother. MC, excited, says, "Nice remarriage?" His father asks if he's really okay with the remarriage. Full of excitement, MC shouts, "Of course." He was looking forward to it now. If only he had asked back then. Time passes, and it's now the day he meets his new family. He's exhausted, thinking about how his father ditched him to do some urgent work, so he went alone. He thinks his father should have came with him, and that it might be awkward if he's the only one meeting the new family. He then sees someone who looks distressed. Upon a closer look, he blushes and thinks she's pretty. Now's a good time to mention that MC doesn't know she's actually a girl. He thinks she's a boy. He tries to talk to her but can't muster up the courage. She tries to leave, but he frantically calls out, "Wait." The girl, who MC thinks is a boy, backs up and asks if he has any business with her. In his mind, he thinks she's being really wary of him. He then asks if there's anything troubling her. She says she's troubled, but she seems hesitant to tell him why. MC asks if she's lost, and she shyly agrees. He then asks where she wants to go, but she intensely stares at him, asking why it matters to him. He says it doesn't, but he thought he could show her the way. The girl asks if he's trying to hit on her. MC is surprised. He still thinks she's a boy and has no interest in boys. He thinks she might get hit on a lot. MC says he's not interested in her in the slightest, so she shouldn't worry. She gets angry, saying it bugs her if he puts it that way. He tries to leave, thinking she's actually not in any trouble, but she calls out to him. He asks what she wants. She responds by asking if he was just going to show her the way and nothing more. He says that was his intention from the start. She stares at him, then suddenly lights up with a cute expression, saying that MC is allowed to talk to her. MC gets a little pissed and thinks she's a cheeky guy. He asks where she wants to go. She then takes out her phone and shows him where she's supposed to be. It turns out that it's also where MC is going. She thinks MC really has been hitting on her this whole time. He denies it, saying he has something to do there too. After a few minutes, they arrive. The girl says she'll wait for someone outside, but MC says he'll go inside first. Before he enters the shop, she apologizes for doubting him. He corrects her and says she should have said thank you. Hearing MC, she bows and sincerely thanks him. He then continues inside the shop and thinks that she surprisingly has a cute side to her too. He finds his father, who apologizes for letting him come alone. His father actually rushed through the work to come here. He stands up and says they're here. Now we get to meet the woman his father will marry. She reveals the name of our MC, Ryota Majima. The woman introduces herself as Miyuki. Ryota thinks she looks like she stopped aging at 30 and that she's pretty. He shoos away those thoughts, and we finally meet the new sibling. To no one's surprise, except Ryota, it's the girl from earlier, whom he still thinks is a boy. He formally introduces himself as Ryota and then asks what her name is. But surprisingly, she says she doesn't want to get too familiar with him and also tells Ryota's father to do the same. Her mother apologizes for her and says she only speaks in this manner. She then introduces her. Her name is Akira. Her mother tells her to greet them. She greets them, but his father can only awkwardly laugh while Ryota stays silent in the background. That day, they made silly small talk while desperately trying to liven up the atmosphere. Ryota looks at his sibling and smiles, but she ignores him. He thinks she despises him. His dad says they should order dessert, and Ryota thinks maybe they can get along. But she says she's not in the mood for dessert. Her mother tells her to not be rude, and Ryota's father sobs at the fail. MC goes to the restroom. He sighs and thinks she's against the remarriage. On his way out, he finds Akira looking very nervous. It turns out she wants to apologize for giving Ryota the cold shoulder since they met. She apologizes, and MC says it's alright because he understands that she is against their parents' remarriage. She says that's not it. She was not against the remarriage, she just wanted to keep respective space between each other. MC thinks that something must have happened in the past. He wants to ask, but he thinks it's too early. Ryota thinks as a family things will work out slowly. She agrees. She says it's only natural for a family, but Ryota cuts her off. He starts explaining that being a family and living together are different things. He thinks for a second, then says Mendel's laws have nothing to do with blood. She's lost and asks what that means. He explains that families are usually blood-related, but in their case, they're not. He says they should focus only on what they want to be like. It's not about blood relations, it's about conveying feelings. She doesn't get what he's talking about. MC simplifies it to communicating with the heart, and says he wants to be a good family. She gets wet. She admires what he said. What I said is totally not foreshadowing at all. She asks if he's not at all embarrassed. He says only a little and asks if she was against it. Not against it, she then opens up a little and tells him to just call her by her name, Akira. Surprised for a second, he gets what she means. This is the best compromise she can make right now. He calls her by name and says, "Let's get along." The scene then switches to after Ryota and his father have left. He tells his father that it turns out Akira wasn't a bad person, she was just a little awkward. His father thanks him, but Ryota asks what he's thanking him for. It turns out Akira doesn't get along with people, so he was relieved they got along well. Ryota thinks about what happened and asks his father why Akira wants to be distant from people. Isn't she supposed to be a little more amiable? After he asks that question, his father tells him that it is because her last father was a terrible person. He asks what he means by terrible person, and he responds that gambling, smoking, and drinking were the norm. He even left the house for days without appearing, and when he eventually showed up, he just lounged around doing nothing. Akira's mother said. He chased his dreams, with a laugh. Despite how she acted and what she said, they both don't think Akira is a bad person. Ryota decides to be the best he can be so Akira can forget her past. This is not only for Akira's sake but for every member of their family. He is going to do his best even if she thinks he is annoying. He is going to help her enjoy her time with a smile. His father asks him how he is going to proceed and he says he will show her love and affection. His father tells him not to take it too far and tells him to take care of Akira. He then murmurs to himself saying he's a little worried. We switch to Akira thinking of what happened during the day and writing it in a notebook. She thinks Ryota is a kind person but she says he's a little weird. The next chapter starts with Ryota telling his friend Kosei that he should be happy that his bro finally gets a little brother. He does not get why he should be happy but he tells him congrats anyway. Ryota then tells Kosei that he has a favor to ask. He immediately denies it but he continues anyway, telling him that his new family members will be moving in soon so he wants him to help prepare to welcome his family. He tells him he needs help with cleaning out a room that his sibling, Akira, will be staying in and he asks him because he has experience. Kosei, visibly annoyed, tells him he does not want to. Girls then see him and shout compliments at him, saying he's a hottie. He does not like that and says they are annoying. Ryota gets a little jealous of his good looks and jokes that he should just marry the handsome guy. Ryota then asks him if he is free on Saturday, and he says he will be sleeping so he is not free. Ryota begs him to help because his dad has been busy lately. While in the middle of telling him no, he tells him that his sister, Hinata, can help him. He thinks she is a bit. Hinata then calls them from behind and asks what they are saying about her. She then sees Ryota and greets him politely. Ryota thinks she's gotten more mature lately. They start walking together, and she asks what they are talking about. He tells her that it is about tidying his house. She asks why her name came up, and he tells her that Ryota was asking for his help because his dad recently remarried, and he wanted to clean up an unused room for his future sibling. He says he has plans, so he tells her to go instead. Ryota thinks she won't, but she agrees to help him. She tells him that her brother has always been in his care, so she wants him to leave it to her. He thinks she is a kind girl. He tells her it would be better to help convince her brother instead because his plans were actually to sleep the whole time. She's surprised those were his plans, and she tells him to help Ryota. He gives in and agrees because of her persistence. She says they should all do their best, but Ryota says if he's coming along, she doesn't have to go too. Please leave a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.